Alright, guys, it is officially September 17th, 2024, and the new mid-season patch notes are out for Overwatch 2. Let's just jump right into it. Overwatch 2 retail patch notes September 17th, 2024. Overwatch 2 x World of Warcraft. Join the celebration as Overwatch and World of Warcraft unite the realms for a legendary crossover event. From September 17th to the 30th, dive into glory with Sylvanas Windrunner Widowmaker, Lich King Reinhardt, Thrall Zenyatta, and Diamond Magni Torbjorn legendary skins, complete with iconic voice lines, emotes, and plays of the game inspired by World of Warcraft. Play now to unlock up to 8 free rewards and experience the magic. General updates. Roll Q Mystery Heroes. Roll Q Mystery Heroes is a new variation of the popular Mystery Heroes game mode by using the Roll Q rules. Once you select your role, your heroes played will be randomly selected among the heroes in that role and will not change roles throughout the match. Roll Q Mystery Heroes added to the unranked menu. Open Queue Mystery Heroes removed from the unranked menu. You can still create a custom game of Open Queue Mystery Heroes in custom games. Deathmatch. Deathmatch is moved from the unranked menu to the arcade menu and will appear in daily rotation with other deathmatch modes. Competitive updates. Competitive drives. Competitive drives are limited time events that take place near the end of seasons in competitive play roll queue. As you complete a drive, you'll earn bonus competitive points and a new reward called signatures. Signatures are a cosmetic reward that appears on your name in most locations where your name is displayed, including your name card, play the game highlights, scoreboard, and hero select. Signatures are upgraded as you reach checkpoints in a drive. When you win a match, you'll earn drive score and progress towards the next checkpoint. Losing subtracts drive score, but generally less than winning, and checkpoints prevent you from losing score once you reach them. There are 6 checkpoints, and they grant the following rewards in order of completion: 500 competitive points, signature, 1000 competitive points, advanced signature, 500 competitive points, and finally, an elite signature. Your progression on a drive is shared across all roles in queue. You do not earn progression toward your drive in open queue competitive play. When you complete drives, your signature will be upgraded to show off how many drives you completed in total. Signatures are removed after a rank reset. And those are just general changes, and now we will be diving into hero changes. Alright, hero updates. In general, armor flat damage reduction decreased from 10 to 7 pair impact. Developer comment reads, the recent increase to armor's effectiveness improved the survivability of armored heroes more than we'd like for how passive it is, so we're tuning it down to a middle ground value. Up next with the tank roll passive. Knockback resistance reduced from 40% to 25%. The developer comment reads, this knockback resistance value has changed a few times as the environment of the game shifts, with Juno entering the roster and bringing more resources of speed boost to help rush down the enemy team. We'd like to make tanks more susceptible to displacement again. Up next, we have changes to Diva, where her mech armor health has been reduced from 375 to 325, and the mech base health has been increased from 200 to 225, overall resulting in what I believe is a 50 overall HP reduction. The developer comment reads, there's been a lot of community feedback surrounding Diva lately. On average, she has been overperforming, but she's quite difficult to take down. So we're shifting some of her armor to normal health and reducing her max combined health by 25 armor. With armor's effectiveness being hit in the same patch, we'll keep an eye on how this plays out and adjust as necessary. Now we have a buff to Orissa's Fortify ability, where movement speed penalty has been reduced from 20% to 10%. The developer comment reads, we still don't want Orisa to easily chase enemies down while fortified, since there's not much you can do to fight back during that time. So while we're not removing the movement speed penalty entirely, we are lowering it to a point where it will feel much better for Orisa to use. Up next, we have a buff to Roadhog. His Take a Breather ability His resource regeneration rate is increased from 8 to 10 per second. The developer comment reads, this is a reversion to Roadhog's previous resource generation rate to improve his primary tanking ability's uptime. There are several adjustments to reduce the power of this ability, but they may not have been necessary as Roadhog has been underperforming for some time now. Up next is Sigma with some minor buffs to his hyperspheres. The impact damage has been reduced from 25 to 15. The explosion damage has been increased from 30 to 40, and it no longer deals damage to self. So the damage still remains the same, but has more explosion damage and less impact. The developer comment reads, the shift in damage from the hyperspheres direct impact into the explosion component is to improve the effectiveness of the airburst explosion when playing at max range, and it makes it more threatening against tightly grouped enemies. And now we're moving on to damage hero changes, starting off with Bastion. His configuration assault, the spread has been reduced from 2.2 to 2 degrees, and his configuration artillery, the ultimate cost has been reduced by 12%. The developer comment reads, the spread reduction is intended to improve the assault mode weapon's effective range against smaller targets while not changing much in regard to how good it is against tank heroes and their large size. Up next, we have some small changes to Cassidy. His flashbang ability, the hinder duration has been reduced from 1.2 to zero point 0.9 seconds. The explosion damage has been increased from 45 to 75. Deadeye, his ultimate. The cost has been reduced by 10%. The developer comment reads, we're reducing how impactful the hinder effect is by lowering its duration, as this crowd control can be a significant source of frustration for players. Since now there is less time to follow up with shots from the weapon while the opponent is hindered, we're increasing the explosion damage of Flashbang. Up next, we have some changes to Hanzo with his Storm Bow. Normal arrows are no longer affected by global projectile size increases. The maximum damage has been increased from 120 to 125, meaning now Hanzo can one-shot 250 HP heroes, and the time to fully charge an arrow has been increased from 0.72 to 0.87 seconds. The developer comment reads, this change restores Hanzo's one-hit headshot kill against 250 health heroes, though it will require more accuracy with the smaller projectile size and is now slower to charge shots to reduce the frequency of projectiles being thrown out. After trying the recent iterations of Hanzo post Season 9, we feel the one-shot capability is too essential to the core gameplay feel of these sniper heroes, similar to Widowmaker, without a much larger rework. Being limited to a small range of heroes that could be one-shot 225 HP and below added some texture to the hero matchups but wasn't a satisfying compromise for either side. Up next, we have some nerfs to Venture. Their Explorer's Resolve passive ability. Shield health gain, gained per ability, reduced from 40 to 30. Developer comment says, as a highly mobile damage hero, Venture doesn't need quite as much shield health from their passive as they currently get to be successful. Even though they are a close range hero, their abilities enable them to close the gap quickly and effectively without taking much damage. And now we're moving on to support changes, starting off with Moira. Coalescence. Damage per second increased from 70 to 85. Developer comment says, Moira's ultimate didn't feel threatening enough after the health adjustments across the cast and her own lower health value. Up next, we have Life Weaver. Thorn Volley. The maximum ammo has been increased from 80 to 100. Developer comment says, the increased firing duration for Thorn Volley will give Lifeweaver more damage presence, and it lines up better with his auto-charging heal timing to help that flow nicely. And then lastly, we have Zenyatta. Destruction Orb. Damage increased from 48 to 50. Orb of Discord. Cooldown per target reduced from 7 to 6 seconds. Developer comments says, with the current addition of more speed boosts in the game, Zenyatta and generally more poke-oriented team compositions by extension has fallen off a bit due to how mobile and vulnerable he can be. We've tried increasing his health in the past, but it's proven problematic, so instead we're leaning into his glass cannon nature. We're improving his damage this time, which should enable new breakpoints and how many shots are required to eliminate an enemy. All right, and that's pretty much gonna do it for today's patch notes. Some very interesting changes, in my opinion, but we'll see how those go later on as we get used to these new changes. Feel free to let me know how you guys feel about the changes, and I'll see you guys next time when I make a video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and bye.